Welcome to the GameMaker FastTrack. So here's the situation. You've got a player you can move around and bullets to shoot, but no reason to move and nothing to shoot. Sounds like we need some more objects to interact with. Go ahead and make 2 new objects, an enemy and a wall. You won't need any code for the wall right now, but let's make the enemy pursue you. You should know what to do here for making the bullet, but instead of making it point towards the mouse, make it point towards the player object. Note, this right here, the use of objectPlayer.x, is actually a bad habit. If you had multiple player objects, you wouldn't be able to control which one it chose. We're using it here because it's simple, but usually you would want to get the ID of a specific object instance. But that's a matter for another time. For now, you can put an enemy or 2 into the room and surround the area with walls. But alas, you'll notice that you can pass straight through the walls, the enemies are immune to bullets, and the enemies do nothing to you. All of the objects exist, and they're doing their own thing, but they're not interacting. So, let's fix that, shall we? First of all, let's make bullets and enemies deadly. This will be simple. Use this fantastic little default function, placeMeeting. This tests to see whether the object would collide with the specified object if it were at the specified position. So we just test to see if the enemy is touching a bullet, and if so, destroy it. Then we test to see if the player is touching an enemy, and if so, we restart the game. Simple implementations, but for now it's enough. Now here's the tough part. For walls, you want collisions to be precise, so that you stop exactly when you hit the wall, go no further, and don't stop early. This can be really tough, especially if you're just starting out. The key is that you want to know where your player is going to move before it moves. So let's complicate the movement function we made. Instead of simply applying the modification directly to X and Y, let's assign some local variables that will store those modifications. Then, check to see whether you'll contact a wall if you apply those modifications. If you don't, no problem. If you do, we'll need to use a loop. Loops are like if statements, but they repeat an action while certain criteria is true. For example, this loop will move your object pixel by pixel until it makes contact with the wall, and then it immediately stops. And this all happens in 1 frame. We do this for both X and Y, and if you test it, you get stopped by walls. This implementation isn't perfect, but it works for now, and this serves as the foundation for understanding precise collisions. You should know that this implementation is fundamental enough that GameMaker actually implemented a default function that performs this interaction automatically, and in a much smoother way actually. The only reason I had you do it manually was so that you understand how it works from the ground level. Next time, you'll be learning how to draw extra graphics to the screen, like health bars. See you then!